Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to HIMediaTV. I am your host, Evan from HIMediaTV, and it's a pleasure to have you here. So, I want to talk about Skyrim. Specifically, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about the Dark Brotherhood's quest and the Dark Brotherhood from a lore perspective. So, I know that when it comes to the Dark Brotherhood in Skyrim, just like all of the other guilds, it generally feels like you go through this quest line and you become the main guy out of nowhere. For example, right? Let's take a look at the companions. You show up as a new blood. You get invited into the circle after doing some work for them and building some trust. Cool. Getting to the secret circle werewolf blood cult thing, fine. But then after you help, along with everybody else, get your what's his name, the Harbinger, get his soul free of Heresine and cleanse his soul like that at the end of that quest line. Okay, yeah, no, maybe you should be. Here's the thing, you're not the only person fighting there, right? You know what I mean? You're not the only person going through there. It's like the circle, a lot of the circle goes with you. And so even if you did do that, the Harbinger is someone who is an elder, a guide. He is someone who everybody respects. That is also has some level of seniority. Realistically, Alea would probably be put into that slot. Or Farkas, maybe. Fundamentally, at the end of the day, doesn't make sense. Like the only reason you get into that position is her chosen one. Let's talk about the College of Winterhold. You join as a student, and you do jobs and works to help them out. Granted, that a student should not fucking be doing, let's be real. But, I digress. You stop the Eye of Magnus, you go delve in this thing. You are, by all intents and purposes, a pretty powerful, if not a powerful mage, certainly a powerful individual that you could go through the Labyrinthian, seal. You could defeat Arcano, empowered by the Eye of Magnus. And the Archmage of an institution like the College of Winterhold is somebody with foundational knowledge, with incredible amounts of magical knowledge. You can go through Labyrinthian by just swinging a two-handed battle axe and murking everything. What's not going to happen is you being able to do all these things worthy, making you worthy and have the knowledge to be able to be an educator here. You are not only in charge of all of the college stuff, but you're also in charge of curriculum and things of that nature. You are the principal of this fucking college. And what you do is just shows that you're good at killing shit, but it doesn't show that you show foundational magical knowledge. Again, another example of chosen one bullshit. Thieves Guild. And this is the last one, then we're moving in the, whatever. Thieves Guild. You show up, Brynjolf brings you on, things of that nature. That's all well and good. One of the things you have to remember here is this is probably the most viable that you could become Guildmaster, hypothetically. But even then, even if Brynjolf didn't want to be Guildmaster, makes more logical sense than you to be Guildmaster. Even if he wanted to pass it on to you over anybody else, he would still be pressured by Vex, by Delvin, by Vikal, by especially by Tanya, by every higher ranking member of the guild, because here's the thing. If we're going to have the nonsense of only a, what are they called? The Agents of Nocturnal. Whatever they are. Like, you're an agent of Nocturnal, right? You're an agent of Nocturnal. And that is a prerequisite for being, like, the guild master. Remember, Brynjolf is, one of them. He's Nightingale. He's a Nightingale. So, he because of that, because of his tenure, and because of the fact that, realistically, in a real scenario, I don't care how many bullshit Radiant quests my character did, he's been around longer, and the longest. He is going to be more trusted than me as the Dragonborn. I'm just saying. Even if Delvin, Vex, Brynjolf, all three of them, and even Tanya maybe, put their stuff behind me, there is still an entire fucking guild of people who would probably not be okay with that, per se. And, this is, again, the most viable reasoning as to why you got it, and there's still that herder chosen one nonsense. So that brings us back to the Dark Brotherhood, right? All of the other ones are just, you are the Dragonborn, you are the chosen one, power fantasy, bada 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 bada. But what about the Dark Brotherhood? So, as it pertains to the Dark Brotherhood, right, we need to talk about, broadly speaking, the state of the Dark Brotherhood at present. You are aware, I'm aware, the Dark Brotherhood is on its last legs. The last speaker, the original format, function, structure of the Dark Brotherhood is no longer present. It is just effectively an elevated. It is effectively a killer for hire service with some flavor. And, there isn't really any Sithis worship at this point. Even the resident Shadow Scale, who is, part of the cult of Sithis, doesn't even follow it anymore at this point. So what we are left with is basically glorified bandits, murder-skilled bandits that are hemorrhaging the name of an organization that is long past its prime. So the question you have to ask is, if you're the Night Mother, and you are on your way from your sanctuary in Bruma, post the, because it's the last sanctuary in Tamriel. The only other ones in Bruma, and I think it's in Bruma. It's either in Bruma or Bravo, whatever, one of the two. You're at a point where, okay, I'm traveling with my handler. My listener has died. She died fighting, against invaders and stuff. And I am now in a Dark Brotherhood sanctuary where everybody here is completely off base. Nobody believes in, the faith aspect of the Dark Brotherhood anymore. It is just now a business. So, enter your character. Your character enters the Dark Brotherhood at a time period where there is big shakeups. The Night Mother has arrived. There is a brand new, contract to kill the Emperor and put the Dark Brotherhood back on the map. What do you think is the, if you're the Night Mother and you see, I am a half breath, I am 2 or 3 irritants against Astrid away from getting the boot. or thrown into a river or something. And then my body, which is my connection to the world, is gone. You need somebody who is in the Dark Brotherhood, who is been in long enough to be completely on board with being in the Dark Brotherhood, but hasn't been in long enough to have completely solidified their worldview in line with Astrid's. That's where the Dragonborn comes in. You see, yes, the Dragonborn is a, special little boy when it comes to companions, about the Winterhold, the Thieves Guild, the main quest, but when it comes to the Dark Brotherhood, if Astrid had hired and brought on any person, as long as they were on board with being in the Dark Brotherhood, that person would also be the listener. Fundamentally, like, fate and stuff in the Elder Scrolls is very much a wishy-washy type of thing, especially with the revelation that Athalia, the Daedric Prince of many paths, she, the Night Mother really was needing somebody that wasn't Astrid, her husband, Babette, Nazir, Farkas, any of Gabrielle, and none of the old guard. It is really, ultimately, a case of you, as the Dragonborn, are not special. Everything you go through is, if you were any other character, like that was an adept assassin, it would have been, that would have happened. And it's simply because of the circumstance that the Night Mother found herself in. And it's funny to me that when you think about it, the only quest that where you're not as, like guild quest and main quest, where you are not a special little boy who's the chosen one, where like every other one, the only reason you get it is because herder, you have to be the person. And what also I probably consider to be the most robust, finely crafted quest in the Dark Brotherhood. I genuinely think the Dark Brotherhood was a quest that was, either made first and had the most amount of attention to detail to it, or last and they learned a bunch of lessons in the process of making it. So, that's my thing. That's my theory. Let me know what you think down in the comments. That, I think genuinely that the Night Mother would have picked anyone. And to those wondering, like, why didn't she pick Cicero? Cicero is too close. She needed somebody who she could turn and make enamored with the old ways, that is also a part of the current the current status quo. You cannot do Cicero, because if you did do Cicero, who's he gonna convince? He's already an insane sounding madman that fundamentally nobody else is really going to trust. And yet, you, as the new person, you have built some level of trust with Astrid. You've built some level of love and trust with your family members. You are a perfect case because you can bring these two, these people and an organization and status quo, and fold them into the old ways. And I think that ultimately is the big reason why, Cicero doesn't get picked, you do get picked as the listener, and why anyone else who had joined in place of you could have been the listener. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the matter. Let me know what y'all think.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to talk to me outside of this video, outside of live streams, or just join the community and be a part of it, you can do so at HIMediaTV/Discord. Discord links there. We'd love to have you. And given the financial situation of the economy right now, I know this is a tall ask, but if you have the scratch to spare, please consider donating and becoming a supporter at HIMedia.gg/tip. All of our perks are serviced through our Discord channel, including early access videos, exclusive videos, and more. Your generosity is a blessing, and $1 a month is a boon to my mental health. Thank you so very much for watching. I appreciate you, and have a great day.